my nails. If you are joining for the live, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I'm live on Facebook and YouTube. So if you don't already have your favorite drink, go grab it now while I check what I've got going on online. Okay, split and here. Well, it looks like I am definitely, come on now. There we go. Okay, let me just bring this forward, or to me, I should say. Okay. Live. My shirt looks all funky. I don't know what's going on with that. Eh. So I basically have, oops. I have a saved like write-up on that's supposed to show up on Facebook and on YouTube, and it shows up on Facebook, but it does not show up on YouTube. And hopefully I'm talking loud enough that it's talking over my voice, because I just need to turn that down. Okay, and it's pausing again on YouTube. I don't know why it does that. So, okay, 20% off your first order. HeidiMine.com/subscribe. Okay. Can I delete this guy? So yeah, it's supposed to, can I just delete it? No? Whatever. Oh, there we go. Pin and remove. Ta-da! Okay. I had Facebook and YouTube loaded before I hit the live button, and I had the camera all set up, and I was all ready to go, and then I was like, cool, we're not going to have technical difficulties tonight, but they still clearly happened. So I've got that all set up. So yeah. And then it just makes me forget what I'm doing. I almost didn't go live tonight because I am finishing up. I've got a couple more things that I need to finish up tonight for a family wedding this weekend. So I'm glad that I got as much done so far as I did. I've stayed really good on my schedule, and I just have a couple more things, and then I'm good to go, and I'm delivering it all tomorrow. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited for the wedding. And yeah, so that's happy stuff. So, hi, I'm Heidi, the owner of HeidiMine.com. Is that what I say? The owner? Yeah, something like that. I'm also a homeschool mom of 2 girls ages 11 and 13. And on my channel at 7 p.m. Pacific on Wednesdays, I talk about my small business, sometimes sewing and embroidery, a little bit of homeschooling, things about being a single parent homeowner, stuff in our personal lives every once in a while. I don't know, maybe I should go back to reading my script. It was a little more, it might have been a little bit more robotic, but at least I didn't feel like I was searching for things to say. And I really should know the script by now. It should be second nature. So if you are joining me live tonight, please go ahead and comment with #live, or if you are watching on the replay, with #replay. If you want to get notifications when I do go live or post new content, feel free to follow on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube. And if you do like my content, go ahead and hit that thumbs up or like button. all of these interactions not only help to let me know what you like watching, but it also pushes out the content to more people who will enjoy it just like you. Hello, Miss Sarah Jane. I missed you. For anyone that is new, Home with Sarah Jane is one of my IRL friends. She is my homeschool BFF, and I honestly don't know what I would do without her at this point in life. Like, can't function. And if you are ever interested in amazing homeschool content, go ahead and be sure to give her channel a peruse and feel free to subscribe over there as well. She's got some great stuff, and she is literal homeschool goals, just saying. We had our first parent workshop on Monday, and unfortunately Sarah was not able to attend, so that was like a huge bummer. And yes, Sarah says she was so bummed couldn't hang out on Monday. Yeah. I ended up, for some reason, I had it on my calendar that it was at 9:30, and it was like, really, it kind of started at 9, and they wanted us to get there early if we were table leads. And so this whole time I'm thinking 9:30. So I left my house at like 9:10, thinking that I had time, and I was going to stop by the post office before I went to the meeting. And I thought, no, I'll just do the post office after. And I go to the parking lot of like our downtown civic center kind of thing, and there's somebody at the parking lot handing out parking passes. And I'm thinking, that's new. They normally stand out in front of the building. And then I start driving around the parking lot, and it's totally full. And I am thinking, something's not right. And I get into the building, and at the same time that I walk in, my advisor for homeschooling is texting me asking if I'm okay, if there's any problems, because I had signed up to be a table lead and I was not there at 10 minutes to 9 o'clock. I have another sneeze coming, I think. So yeah, like I know there's another sneeze coming, just forewarning. So I've been doing parent workshops for, well, other than, when we couldn't, 2020 and parts of 2021, any in-person parent workshops, I think I've missed maybe one in the last, how long have we been doing this? 5 years. My oldest started the 8th grade. Sarah and I started going to parent workshops together. We met when my oldest was in the 3rd grade, because that was the first year that she took the CAP testing. So it's been 5 years, Sarah. And so these people are used to seeing me. Like they know that I'm going to be there. And like, I had like 6 people walk up to me, and they were like, we were so worried. And I'm like, no, I'm okay. I just had my time wrong. So I get in, and ironically, like, I knew no one that ended up sitting at my table. I don't know why, but people, if I'm not sitting at the table, then people that have no idea who I am sit there. But then they kind of like group together. So it's people that already know each other. And then I'm the odd man out, which is fine, because as Sarah knows, I will just randomly start talking to people for no reason at all. So it was fine. It was totally fine. And we made it work. What I did not realize is, sorry, I'm getting notifications on my phone. I will have to call him back in a few minutes. My best friend, I have a few best friends. My best friend from high school, who now lives in Texas, has been calling me about his air conditioner today. So what I did not know is the workshop was for math. And normally our very first workshop of the school year is like a welcome back, and it's super sappy and emotional, and I generally like cry because that's the stage of life that I'm at. Sue did not make me cry this year, Sarah. It was, it was what it was. But she did make sure to point out ahead of time that I might cry. but it ended up being a math workshop. And I don't know if, yeah, really math. It was not our normal math workshop. So our normal math workshop, which I love, is one of our main math teachers who gets up and there's a few people that do it, but the main math teacher, I love her, I adore her. And they give us fun things to do with our kids, like how to do math with playing cards, with dominoes, with gummy bears, with Cheerios, with whatever. I think last year they had M&Ms for us. So it's really fun. And maybe they just decided they needed to like do some things for the older crowd. So I'm like, okay, cool. I always love learning new things. I love learning new things. Now I like math. I'm sure Sarah has heard me more than once say, I love math. I math well. So I'm like, okay, cool. It's going to be math. I'm excited. And someone referred to this speaker as a genius. And I thought, awesome. I'm going to have so much to get from this. And I did take away a lot. But I was so mentally overwhelmed. And I don't know if it was because I was feeling a little bit off, because I was not late for the workshop. The speaker did not start, like nobody started talking until 9:30. So I missed a little bit of the like meet and greet, and I only had like 5 minutes to get like breakfast, but I had already eaten, so I wasn't really worried about that. So technically I was not late. So, but in my head I'm thinking, well, maybe I'm a little off because I felt like I was late. So this woman's talking, and she kind of, I don't want to say bad things. She was an amazing woman. She's obviously incredibly smart. It did feel a little bit like she was used to speaking to other trained educational professionals as opposed to parent educators. There was a lot of, I want to say there was a whole lot of vocabulary. She was definitely like using all of her $5 words for this particular like workshop, which is fine. Normally I'm great with $5 words, but she's trying to use these big words to discuss math concepts. And for some reason, it just wasn't working for my brain that day. Every time she would give us something to do, like as far as like we got a packet of worksheets so that she would give us some examples of this is how you do XYZ, whatever. And so she'd talk about it, but then I wasn't understanding what she was asking us to do. Did she want us to solve the problem? Did she want us to just write down how we would solve the problem? Did she want us to write down a new way that we would solve the problem? Like it wasn't computing at all. And then we get to the end of like the training, we'll call it. And I don't know, it was something about like a stool with 3 legs and you have to use all the 3 leg components when you're doing math or it's going to get tipsy. And then there were 3 islands, and most of us use the first 2 islands, but we need to use the 3rd island. And none of this was resonating with me at all. At one point I did get up and I got a cup of coffee, and Sarah knows I don't normally, like if I get coffee, I get it right when I get there. I don't normally need coffee mid-workshop. That's not my thing. But I thought maybe I was just caffeine deprived, even though I had 20 ounces of coffee before I even got to the workshop. I don't know. I want to keep thinking that it was me. And maybe it was, and maybe it wasn't. Who knows? Who knows? But the final thing that she had us do were things called number tapes. And I had seen something similar. I knew it wasn't called the same thing, but last year when my kids were doing the math tutoring for my oldest, they were doing this where they drew boxes and it kind of divided up the problem and whatever. So I was very eager to learn this concept because I thought that works for my child. I want to understand this so that I can do it too. And so that I can assist my child, which is kind of my job as a homeschool parent, to assist them to do this math. And it was very difficult for me. Not many of the other people at my table were really understanding the concepts either. There were 7 of us at my table, and at least 3 of the other parents were very adamant that they outsourced math. And I was thinking, why'd you come to a workshop about math then? And when a homeschool parent says that they outsource math, it means that maybe the kid is taking a on-site class and they're doing that in person with someone else. Or maybe their learning program that they use has video lessons. So the child is getting guidance from a professional that just happens to not be the parent. And a lot of parents, they'll watch along with, or they'll watch it later if the child is struggling, or however they do it. So I don't do that though. I like math, or at least I did. And one of the things at the end of the workshop was it was like a fill in the blank. And it said something like, when I got here today, I felt blank about math, and now I feel blank. And I said, when I got here, I really liked math, and now I kind of hate it. And I've gotten over it. I have gotten over it. My advisor happened to be on site that day, and I kind of was explaining to her I don't really understand a lot of these concepts, but maybe it's not important. And then I happened to be going to our on-site campus the following day, and I went into the tutor room, and I got very lucky. I got the tutor from last year that my oldest worked with, and she had some time, so she sat down with me and we discussed what she calls bar graphs. And for some reason, bar graph doesn't hurt my brain the way number tape does. Tape is sticky. Tape is sticky. But it was this whole thing. Like, yeah. Sarah says that she would have been confused too. Yeah, you just wait, because I'm going to show you the packet. Because like the question that I got stuck on, I think it was 5th grade. It said it was for 5th grade math. And it said something about, I don't know, Sophie has 496 photos on her phone. 3/5 of them are selfies. 1/4 is of her dog. How many photos are not selfies or of her dog? And we're supposed to translate that into a number tape, aka a bar graph. And I'm just like, it's hurting my brain. I cannot understand how to do that on a bar graph. There was a different one that I was able to do, and that was like the 8th grade math, and it said like Park Junior High has 400 students and Park High School has 4 times as many. And how many students, whatever. I don't even know what the answer was. I just was like, okay, well, you draw 4 boxes, because that's essentially what like the number tape is boxes, 4 boxes, and they have 100 in each one. And that's the middle school. And then the lady at my table was like, well, how would you draw the other one? Would you draw 16 boxes of 100? And I'm like, no, I'm going to draw 4 more boxes, and I'm going to put 400 in each box, because that makes sense to me. Like, has 4 times that many. So it's 4 groups of 100 in each box. I don't know. It was kind of confusing. There were things that I took away that were really good. I couldn't tell you what those were right now because I'm pretty sure it took me 48 hours for my brain to like unmelt and form again. It was all kinds of weird. It did help having someone else to talk to at the school, and she did say that, you know, they were kind of curious how it was going to turn out because while we are parent educators, we don't have a formal education in education. So yeah, but like, I'm like, seriously? And I did say this to quite a few people that day. First of all, it's our back to school workshop and they're having us do math on a Monday. Like, for real. Come on. So, yeah, and honestly, I was completely useless the rest of the day. Like, it was like my brain ran a marathon. I was just, I think I came home and I slept for 3 hours. I was just not functioning. I was a non-functioning adult. It was, yeah, it was a thing. So, you know, if normally I love math. I will say that. One of the funny things that happened was they were doing long division, and so she did the long, it was like 4 into some 100 and something, and it like 4 didn't go into it equally. So she had the answer, and then it was R1. And I'm like, what is R1? And they said, it's the remainder. And I'm like, you can't have a remainder. You just have decimal points. And you keep going until you find the number. And apparently I must have some childhood trauma about remainders because I don't remember remainders like at all. And ironically, most of the other moms at the table had no idea what I was talking about when I said you divide and you add a decimal. They were like, what are you talking about? So math is a funny thing. Math does some stuff to your brain. I don't know. I recommend doing math as much as possible. But yeah, because I guess for me, and I had mentioned this with math, I think of it in terms of, I think of it in terms of finances. So if you're handed a bill for $413.68 and you need to divide it up 3 ways, you're going to have a decimal. You just are, like, because you have dollars and you have cents. So yeah. So math workshops, I recommend everyone goes to a math workshop and let your brain explode. It's super fun. Super fun. So that, I feel like that's going to be the last time I talk about that. I've actually shared this story. I think this is the 5th time. So I think I've talked it out enough that it no longer makes my brain itch. I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. We'll see if I talk about it again. In more fun news, in between mathing and homeschooling and things for a wedding, I have done a few fun projects in my embroidery machine. So I figured I would share those with you guys tonight. Some of them are like finished, like they're cut out. I never sneezed a second time. That's weird. Some of them have not been cut. So some of them are going to look like a big old hot mess and you'll be okay with it. That's my business brain. Yes, it really is. Everything is money. I'm like, it's all, and that's funny to me because people, when I worked for my dad in his heating and air conditioning business, people would always tell me, time is money, or like, I don't know, they would say things like, name your price, because they'd want us to come out after hours. And I'm like, my time's priceless, baby. So, so I do have that, like, where, I myself appreciate the value of my time. in terms of finance. Like there are certain things that people cannot even pay me to do, literally. But yes, if you bring me math, it is always like, it's always dollars and cents to me. I don't know why, it just is. So I'm trying to not show the back of my head tonight because I did, if I drop something, it's there forever. I did dye my hair. I did not have enough hair dye. I bought one of those root touch-up things, but I'm pretty sure I bought the root touch-up kit like when my roots were like, I'm saying like a lot. My roots were probably 1/4 of an inch, and now they were like over an inch. So, and I have a lot of hair. It does tend to be a little thin, but I do have a lot of hair. My mom said I have horsehair. So I was able to do like this front part and get it kind of blonde. And I was able to do like around the back and get that kind of blonde. But there are whole patches in like the middle back that are still dark and they're gray and they're just ridiculous. So you win some, you lose some, right? So tomorrow I will go and get more dye. I have decided that I prefer box dye. I know. I'm going to hear it from every single person that I know that box dye is not the best. I'm sure it's not, but my hair actually takes box dye very, very well. It always has. It lightens up a lot. I did not dye my eyebrows, and my eyebrows match my hair right now. Weirdest, I mean, not the pink part, obviously, but weirdest thing. My eyebrows totally match my hair. So I'm like, I'm just going to buy box dye from now on, and that's going to be it. I did get, I think Sarah told me to try lime crime, and I was looking that up. But while I was looking that up, I found this. It says it's a color cleaning conditioner. I thought that was fun to say. So it's a pink, and you basically wash your hair with it, but it keeps putting color deposits in your hair as you wash your hair. So I'm not going to use it as a shampoo because you have to leave it in like a dye. You have to leave it in for a while. So I'm going to fix my roots tomorrow and just do a blonde dye. And then I'm going to use this conditioning color on Friday and hope that it doesn't and hope that it maybe just kind of evens out my hair a little bit. Because you can apply it when it's dry and then you just leave it on for like 20-25 minutes and then you wash it out, but it's supposed to like condition your hair and whatnot. So we'll have to see how that looks next week. But essentially it just says like the more you wash your hair with it, the darker your hair will get with this like pigment and color. So if I want to just leave it like light pink, then I just have to use it like every few days, like every 3 days maybe is what I'm going to try, and see how that works. Because that would be awesome if I don't have to do the like triple hair dyeing that I've been doing, because it's a bummer. I don't like doing it. So again, excuse my nails. I need to do them. That is going to be a Friday night project for the girls and I as we get ready to go to a wedding on Saturday. We have plans to do our nails and all those things. So one of the first things I made is this super cute zipper bag. And I don't know if I will be offering all of these things in my shop. I have a feeling, because you can see like this one has obviously kind of licensed images on it. See how I did that? I'm not going to say what licensed images they are. But this bag has no lining. It's designed not to have a lining. And it has to be made with a non-fraying fabric like vinyl. So this is just a printed vinyl. I didn't print it, someone else did. But a few years ago, I bought a ton of fabric from other handmade sellers that have licensed designs. So it doesn't necessarily have to be, you know, magical kingdom kind of things. It could be all kinds of different licensed things. And then I decided I wasn't going to sell those things in my shops because I really am not supposed to. But now I'm like, I need to recoup some costs. So I may or may not, hypothetically, do some secret sales, special sales, private sales for VIP email list people only. So there might be things like this that will be exclusive only to people that are on my email list, because they will be in hidden places on my website and they will not be listed on Etsy at all. Because I don't want to get Etsy shut down. I work kind of too hard for that, to be honest. Oh, maybe I won't show you all of these because, well, who cares? Sarah's going to laugh. Sarah, if the kids are in the room, have them leave after I show you the bag that looks like Target. Just for like 5-10 minutes. And that goes for anyone with kids. There are a couple bags that are more mature. You may not care, but that's the warning. So this bag and then one other bag, and then I'm going to do the inappropriate ones, and then we'll be fine again. So this one I thought was super cute. This is an octagon bag. So again, it's going to have that zipper, which technically I could have put this little tab up here and had it go up and down, but I just thought it was really cute with it kind of sideways because, you know, I'm a little sideways. Again, no lining on this guy. It's just a vinyl bag. I will be doing some of these bags that have the tag at the top and at the bottom, and they'll have elastic, and they will go on reusable water cups. So keep an eye out. It won't be this week because wedding. It probably won't be next week, but I should have some up by Labor Day, or at least ready to list for Labor Day. Okay. So now we have, I hope I'm not frozen. I'm showing up frozen on YouTube, and I really don't want to reach over and unfreeze myself. So hopefully I'm not frozen. Sarah, if you're watching on YouTube and you have to switch to Facebook, let me know. So the other bag I made a few bags, not frozen. Okay. It's just my stupid iPad, is this cute little guy here. So this one is quite a bit bigger than the first one. I think the first one, so this one was like 6 by 6, not exactly, it's slightly under. And I think this one is 6 by 9, 6 by 8, 6 by 9. But you can see it's got all kinds of good licensee stuff on there. And this one's empty, so I can just kind of show you that it's just, that's the inside of the vinyl. Super basic. But the nice thing is you can see like this clean edge here. So they're nice because they're very quick for me to make, and like a pencil bag. They're great for cosmetic bags because, you know, they're vinyl. So if you spill something in it, it just wipes out. Yeah. Okay. So the inappropriate bags. If you have children, please, please, please have already sent them out. I'm in a Facebook group with some friends from high school that are mostly male. They are, oh, thank you. Thank you. Someone on Facebook. The name disappeared really fast, so I'm sorry I did not catch the name, but they said that they loved that bag, so thank you. So yeah, I'm in a Facebook group with some of my friends from high school. It's a bunch of guys, and they're just really, really good friends, but they're always making like these kind of inappropriate jokes. So to show them that I'm so cool, I made some golf ball bags. and yeah, so this is the first one, is Nuts About Golf. And the, the name of this bag is literally called a ball sack. I can't even say it without giggling because it's funny. I think it looks a little bit more like a bum with a crack, you know, but whatever. So I did that one. And then there is this one here. And I just think that they're hilarious. I think they're so funny. Again, I don't know. I mean, I made them, so I want to list them on my website. Probably not on Etsy. I don't know. We'll see. Definitely on my website. Maybe I'll just make a section that is private on my website so that, so that there could be more of like a mature audience kind of restriction so that people don't get all huffy about inappropriate content. But sometimes, honestly, you just have to do things for fun. And those were so much fun. And I giggled the entire time I was making them. And I laughed hysterically when I was done with them. So the way I see it, even if I never list them, the amount of fun I had making those was well worth it. Totally and completely. These I actually made while I was in Arizona. And if you've been following me and you saw me talking about Arizona, I turned on my machines. I barely got one hoop done in each machine. And then I had to pack up and leave because I just couldn't get to the machines fast enough. So one of the hoops was some snap tabs. So there is this rainbow on blue glitter vinyl. There is this rainbow on white glitter vinyl. The vinyls don't show up very well because I do have a ring light, and the glare ain't nothing I can do about it. They show up much better in pictures because my lighting for my photography is much better. And then I did one in silver vinyl. I just thought they were really fun, a cute design, and I do like having them in different colors so that people can see the different options. I'm trying to think of what else I did in Arizona. I think I did a card holder. I might have that in this pile. Something else that I did that was fun is this little snap tab here that is this, I want to say that it's called like a donut drip or a drip donut, even though it's a heart and it actually looks like an ice cream cone. That is on a pink glitter vinyl. I thought it was really fun. I'm going to do some of these in more of a Halloween theme. So I'm really excited about that because I already started pulling designs for Halloween and I'm ready for it. So I showed you this the last time. That was like the little card holder. And I think it glows in the dark, but I have not gotten it to glow in the dark. So yeah, this was another card holder. This is what I made in Arizona. This is, there's like tape stuck to it, black glitter vinyl. And this one has kind of like golden silver glitter in it. And then it just has this little pocket here that you put, like the elastic comes off and you put a card in and then you fold the elastic back down. So it was just cute. I could put like a different design on the front. I had never actually made those before, so I was trying to try new things. And when I started making it, I realized I didn't have any of the elastic that I needed. I forgot all of that at home. So I had to wait for elastic to come in, which also did not help. I also made some little vinyl charms. So this is that drip design again. And it's more of like a cone than a donut because it's got like this waffle weave at the bottom. But that's on kind of a tan glitter. And with snap tabs, those are just kind of like key fobs. It's just the name that the designers came up with years ago is snap tab because they normally have a snap on them. But you use them as a key fob. It is what it is. I also made some sanitizer holders. So this one spoke to me. It says, "This is fine." And it's got the flames behind it. This is the same black with gold glitter vinyl. And then I also made it in red. And this has kind of a snap tab key fobby top to it, where this one is more like a charm. So I'll put like a hole here, and then what are they called? Grommet. I think of Wallace and Gromit. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. And then I've been making inhaler covers lately, like for asthma inhalers. I do have some listed on the website and in my Etsy shop. I have I have 4 listed in 4 different like vinyl color options, but I have a ton of these designs. So I was like, I really need to start making some of them. So this has not been completely cut out yet, but I liked this. It's a little rainbow one. This is on the white glitter. The white glitter tends to have a little bit of like a yellowy tint to it. Okay. And then, now these, I haven't even cut them out of the stabilizer. The stabilizer is kind of a paper that I put in the hoop, and then I set the vinyl on top of it to stitch, and I also set vinyl on the back to stitch. So this is another charm. This is a cheer megaphone, because I am working on some sports designs, and cheer is a sport, man. I tried out for cheerleading once. Oh, that was fun. It was so fun. It was not fun, just FYI. I guess it was fun. It was all right. I fell. I had never done a cartwheel before. So I learned to do a cartwheel just to try out for cheerleading. And then when I did the cartwheel for like the judges or whatever, I fell, and I'm such a geek. I just kind of went right into a split and put my arms up like I did it on purpose. They knew I didn't do it on purpose also. Another sanitizer holder is this pineapple. This is on a matte vinyl, and this one is the charm kind of looking one. So it'll have like a little grommet and hole up there. I also did it. I don't know if this one's going to show up well. I did another one, pineapple sanitizer holder, and this is in the glitter vinyl. This is gold glitter vinyl. I guess it's showing up okay. Yeah, gold glitter vinyl. And that'll have like the snap tab fold over. And I'm almost done. I made this tan owl, and that is the snap tabby one. I like making owl things because our charter school, the mascot is an owl, so I think that's fun. Sarah, this one is for one of your girls because they like owls. They like a certain owl. But this is on white glitter vinyl, and wow, I just saw my face when I said that. I look kind of evil. So yeah. So it's kind of a little Hedwig inspired sanitizer holder. So yeah, so we have to plan to get together as soon as my brain shrinks back down, and after the wedding stuff. And then just a couple more things. Then I have another snap tab. This is also sports themed. So this one is hockey. This is on the same black glitter vinyl with kind of the gold. And then it has a marine vinyl in the center. And then I also did it in a black matte vinyl, or well, just a marine vinyl. It's not really matte. And this one has a white center. And then this one is another black glitter, but it only has the silver glitter. And it has a silver little center here. I just haven't cut them out yet. If you follow me on Instagram, I did a survey not too long ago about what sport people are most looking for, what fall sport people are most looking forward to. It was kind of like back to school themed. And I think I gave option, I think there was an option for lacrosse, maybe. I can't remember. There was one that was kind of like not super popular, especially, well, for my area at least. But then I did football, hockey, and soccer. And I do know that I have a friend that has followed me on social media for a very long time. He and I grew up together, and I knew he was going to vote for soccer, and he did. And I think he was the only one that voted for soccer. But then, like, I voted for hockey because I prefer hockey over football. I know. But at the end of the, like, survey, hockey and football had the same number of votes. But for some reason, Instagram decided that football won. And I'm like, why? Why did football win? I don't understand. So I used to make, what are we going to call these? Headband ears for magical vacations. And I am going to be offering them again. I'm just trying to be selective about what I offer. But I did make some hockey pucks because I do love saying, "What are you looking at, you hockey puck?" I think that's hilarious. And then these are the bow files. I don't like making the bows like these. I don't think they sit very well, but I had the file and I'm going to make them. Oh, you can't even see the stitching on that. Let me do that again. So I'm going to try to find a way to, yeah, you can kind of see where the stitching is. Kind of see if I can make them so that they can be interchangeable on the headbands. I use a very soft headband for my headband ears. I don't mind them. They don't hurt my head in a lot of, I don't understand it. Oh, like anybody I ever talk to, they tell me that headbands hurt. So I don't even know why in the world we have these plastic headbands anymore if they hurt everyone's noggin, but to each his own. So the ones that I get are 3/8 inch wide and they're satin covered, and I don't have any on me right now or I'd show them to you. They don't hurt my head. They're very soft, but when I put the ears on the headbands, they don't like to sit on my head. Like they don't stay well. And I've sold a lot of the ears. They do sit well on other people's heads. Clearly, I just have a misshapen noggin. Or I want it to sit flat and maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Excuse me. So I am working on some different ways to make those better for more people. But I like the option of being able to take the ears and the bow off and interchange them because I think that is brilliant. And with this particular style of bow, it really has to be glued together and then glued onto a headband, which doesn't make it easily changeable. So, works in progress. But yeah, that's what I've been working on. So, the wedding is Saturday. We're very excited. And then on Sunday, I will be reprogramming my brain to get back to work. The more that I'm around people, the more that I keep going and doing things with friends and with family, the more I see that I was not okay this last year. I thought I was okay. I thought that I was doing the things I needed to be doing, and I was doing as much as I could. Let's be honest. It's not like I could have been doing a whole lot more. But there are things that I see as I interact with people, and then later, if you're like me and you have to rewind every conversation you've had, I realize, oh, I should have said this, or I should have offered that, or maybe I wasn't paying attention like the time I saw them last time, and now I feel bad because they did something that I should have been able to take care of for them. So it's just an interesting journey. Life is an interesting journey. But I have noticed that I definitely am not where I was before in terms of finishing projects and offering to help people and remembering to ask people if they want something to drink when they're at my house, like really weird basic stuff like that. So it's definitely something that that I've been thinking about a lot the last couple weeks. And even in some ways to be a little bit more present for my own kids. I mean, let's be honest, I'm with them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I don't know how much more present I can be. But sometimes I say, we're going to do this project on this day. And then the day comes and I'm just mentally overwhelmed, and then I don't do the project. And then a month goes by and we're still waiting to do that project so we can do the next project. Our porch, I like to throw my boxes out there and say, I'm going to break them down before garbage day. And it's not like it's little like cereal boxes. These are like our chewy boxes for our cat food and our kitty litter and big Amazon boxes and that sort of thing. It's stuff I can take down to the recycling center. And you really couldn't even you could walk to the door, but you couldn't walk on any other part of our porch. And the other day, my oldest was like, Mom, I'm going to go break down the boxes for you. And I was kind of like, okay, fine, go break down the boxes. I'll open the back of the van. And then I thought, it's really hot outside. I'm just going to go out there and I'll clean the back of the van while she's breaking down boxes. And there was packing materials in the boxes, and that can't go to our recycling center. So I was taking those and putting them in our recycling cans in our backyard because the big boxes don't fit in those. So we're working together, we're getting that done. And then she said, can we wash the porch off? Because seriously, I know Halloween was coming, but the cobwebs were ridiculous. It was so bad. Because our porch has not been pressure washed since months before my husband passed away. So I knew that we had a pressure washer. I thought that it was probably in the shed. So I went back to the shed because I do have a clear path to that. And I had organized the shed last year. I'm just going to look around. And I look and I saw something on the shelf and I'm like, I think this is it. So I bring it out and I hook it up to the hose. Definitely it was the pressure washer. And I pressure washed the porch and the front of the house. And oh my gosh, and the porch light, which was horrible, and there's still cobwebs in there. I just, there's only so much you can do. So we got all that done, and it just felt really good to do those things. So that's Sunday, that's going to be my reboot, is what do we need to get done? Because, Sarah knows I've been talking about my backyard. I'm going to get the backyard clean. I'm going to get the patio set up. I'm going to do this. We've got all this stuff back there that's going to be fun for the kids, blah, blah, blah. And it's been over a year now and I haven't done any of that. And I know people tell me, Heidi, you just have to, do the things that you can do. But sometimes I also have to force myself to do things that I don't want to do because otherwise they're not going to get done. So September, I am going to be having garage sales every single weekend because I have to get rid of stuff. And we have, I shouldn't say every weekend because I think there's 5 weekends in September. And the 23rd, we have a neighborhood dump day. And so I signed up for my dump day appointment, 12:30 to 1:30. If you happen to live in this area and you're at the dump, say hi. But I told the kids we're going to do Saturday, Sunday garage sales, Labor Day, and the following two weekends. And then on the 23rd at noon, whatever's left, either it goes into the donation pile and we will call like St. Vincent de Paul to come pick it up, or it's going to the dump and we're done with it because we need to clean that backyard because we really need to have like a pizza s'mores night, like with our friends. Sarah says, I've been trying to be more mindful about my time, and those are small tasks. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing is that, you know, we think, oh, it's a little thing, like the dishes, like loading the dishwasher. Well, it's a little thing. I'll come back and I'll do it later. But then after you come back and do it later, it's this enormous thing. And I was telling one of the kids, you know, I do the meal prep and the meal cooking for the most part. And I have to do all the hand wash dishes. So for them to just load the dishwasher for me is like this huge thing for me, because all of a sudden I'm like, I have a sink free. I can do the hand wash dishes now. So we're getting there. We're getting there. The living room, it has been the cleanest that it's ever been for the longest period of time since before I've been working at home. So that says something. Yes, pizza and s'mores night. And as soon as Barbie is streaming, I will clean the bathroom and vacuum the living room, and we will just ignore the rest of the house because we are having a Barbie movie night. Yeah, so it's just doing those little things. Like, eventually I will show YouTube what my sewing room looks like. I'm just not going to do it right now. I don't think I would mind so much. The walls are like this. The walls are basically the same color as my t-shirt. We've talked about this. This is faux behind me. The garage door that is behind this fake wall it's a photo backdrop. So the garage door is behind the photo backdrop, and that is white, but it's splotchy white, and it has sheetrock on it, and it has like tape. So it looks horrible. So I don't want to show you that. And I don't think I would mind so much the dark red for a limited amount of time, but there's just kind of piles of things right now because I've got garage sale stuff in here. I've got some working stuff in here. Basically I just have things that I don't want to just leave unattended in my backyard. And yeah, so it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So I think that's it. I think that's everything. I have to call my friend Mike, or at least answer his text messages about his air conditioner. Because that's what I do. Before I went live, I was walking around the house doing some things, and there's this huge truck out in front of my house. And I'm like, what in the world is that? And it is a heating and air conditioning company truck parked in front of my house. Like, every bone in my body wants to go out there and be like, whose house are you looking at? But I can't fix all the things for all the people. I just can't. So yeah, I don't know why they're parked in front of my house, except that there's very limited parking in this area. What can you do? What can you do? So thank you so much for joining me tonight. Go ahead, and if you are watching this on the replay, comment with #replay. I'm not going to say to comment with #live, because obviously if you haven't already commented with #live, you're not watching it live anymore. But if you are watching it live, go ahead and comment with #live. Feel free to give this video a like or a thumbs up, follow or subscribe, and be sure to subscribe to the email list, because that is the best place to get all of the information about sales, updates on the website, blog posts, giveaways, new videos, all that good stuff. That happens on the email list first. I know we haven't had an email in quite some time. Hopefully that will be changing when I reboot on Sunday. I feel a little bit like Sheldon Cooper, like I've got to reboot. Sometimes you just have to turn yourself off and turn back on again. So I do hope you enjoyed chatting with me tonight. I will be back next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Not sure what I'm going to talk about yet. I would really love to start having something like ahead of time where I can tell people like, this is what we're going to do. But sometimes I just have to roll with whatever it is I'm doing at the time. So maybe we'll try to do another mask. I have been getting some orders for masks. I'm going to be filling Halloween orders. It'll be super fun. So I will hiccup. See you later. All right. Bye.